Hey guys, welcome to Outlaw Edge Blade Works. Tonight I have some books that I wanted to show you, and one of them is Getting Out Alive: 13 Deadly Scenarios and How Others Survived by Scott B. Williams. Excellent book. There's a whole bunch of short stories in here, and there's not many pictures, but it's got a bunch of little pictures and little side notes and whatever in here. And this is a really good book. You can read this thing in one night if you wanted to, but this is something good when you're sitting like in an office or something. You have to read a bunch of short stories or whatever, and you don't have a bunch of time to read all night. This is great. This is a really good one. And the stories that they have in here are stranded in the wild, pinned under a boulder, marooned on an island, trapped in burning high-rise, mauled by a bear, and there's some other stories in here. But this is a really good book. This is a 5-star book as far as I'm concerned. If you get a chance to check it out, it's Scott B. Williams is the author, and it's Getting Out Alive. Really good book. Another one that I really enjoyed, and this isn't something for the weak of heart or faint or whatever you want to call it. If you have a stomach that, if you have a weak stomach, don't read this book, because there's a lot of nasty parts in here. This is kind of like a zombie apocalypse almost kind of style book, but there's a part in here where they're talking about guts and gore and stuff that gets pretty brutal, and it's like that in a lot of the parts of the book. But Patriots, and it's James Wesley Rawls, and I've read a lot of his books, and I have a whole bunch of them in my library, and I'll share some more after a couple days or whatever. But James Wesley Rawls, and it's Patriots, and this is kind of the end times deal, and these guys are out there doing their thing, trying to survive, and just all the stuff that happens to them is crazy. Really good book though. I enjoyed it. And the other book is Survive. And this has a whole bunch of actually no, oh, this is the one that yeah, this is where they crashed in the Sierra Nevadas in their airplane. And where I'm from, I was born and raised by the Sierra Nevada mountains, so I know that area very well. And it's brutal out there, and over by California, and or in California. But this is about these guys that crashed the plane, and then they were having some problems or whatever, trying to survive out there, and it's a really good book, and it's by Peter Delio. But if you get a chance, pick it up, and they still make this book as far as I know, and I've seen it around in a couple different places. But a really good book. Another one that I enjoyed was by Logan Ward, and it's called See You in 100 Years by Logan Ward. And this is one where he takes on the life of like the 1900s or whatever, where they have the horse and buggy, and they have no electricity in their house, and they do it on purpose to see if they can survive a year out there. And him and his wife and his little kid and whatever, and it's just an awesome book. Really good story, very challenging. Some of the stuff that they go through trying to live out there with no electricity and no running water. He has to go out and hand pump his water to get the water out, and just all the stuff that happens to them while they're trying to get their garden going and everything. And there's a lot of pictures in this book, and it's a really good book. It's a nice read. If you like homesteading or gardening or any of that kind of stuff, any of the old style survival skills and wagon train and all that, they talk a lot about that in this book. And one of my favorite books is Sylvan Hart, Last of the Mountain Men. This is a really good book, and there's a lot of pictures in here too of the guy when he was in the Sawtooth Mountains in Idaho, and survived out there for like 30-something years by himself, and lived off the land with no electricity, no water, no nothing. And he was a survivalist, and he ended up just building a house out there on the side of this hill, and the government gave him the land, and he had hundreds of acres to run around and hunt and do his thing out there. And this is just a really good book, and it's he was pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, he's one of the last of the mountain men, the true mountain men that lived back then. And I really enjoyed it. And this is an older book, so it's gonna be hard to find sometimes, but if you get a chance, you find it online or something, pick it up, check it out. Anyways, had to share that with you guys. Appreciate it. Check out my girlfriend's website if you get a chance, mnallcustoms.com. You guys have a good night. Later. Thanks.